What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Second Avenue Podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Linares.
I'm your other host, Elijah Venetia. Let's kick it off with some fantasy football talk here. Some really unfortunate news for my team. Justin Jefferson is on IR. I don't think he's going to play again this year. The Vikings
Mm,
are very bad. They're 1-5 currently with him. They're not going to do much improvement without him. It was my number one pick. It's a very devastating situation, but we have some trade controversy. This is on. I don't think I've told you about this,
no,
so yeah, we both have trade controversy, I guess.
we do.
But so I tried trading Jefferson for I think Godwin and Jameer Gibbs. So like it's not Justin
Okay.
Jefferson at his fucking peak. So
Yeah.
they vetoed that the other league I'm in. And then today I traded Justin Jefferson for DeAndre Swift. Um, who else? Jameer Gibbs. Just basically the same package. Instead, Mixon was thrown in off my team onto Nate Fear's team, and then Swift is thrown in on his end, and they vetoed it, and they said you can't trade. This is just, I guess, a rule they just made up off the fly. This is a very. I'm not going to be in this league again, basically, because of this. They said you can't trade your first round pick unless it's up for somebody else with a first round pick. And
You should be able
then
to do whatever you want.
yeah. So
It's your
first that
team.
so they made that rule just out of nowhere, out of the blue. But there was just a whole controversy yesterday because the person I'm trading him to, Nate, has CMC. He has Kelsey. So they're like, how can he have the best receiver, running
How's
back?
he have both of them?
Because Kelsey slid. We did the draft like pretty late, and Kelsey
Mm,
slid to the second round. But
crazy.
yeah, just some really sick stuff going on there. I left the league group chat and told him, don't ever invite me back
You're
to this
dead to
shit
me.
league again. Yeah. So my hundred
That's
dollar league,
crazy.
I'm looking for a new one. So
Wow. That's crazy. I've never had a league go that bad, so
no, yeah.
I
As a
can't even
commissioner
imagine.
myself, I try and be pretty fair. But yeah, the vote the second time around, it was I think 2 votes for good to go through, 0 votes. It was pretty early in the workday and everything. And then the commissioner, who will remain nameless, just he vetoed it automatically, and then said in the chat that first round picks have to be traded for first round picks, which makes no sense.
That's
But
so stupid.
yeah, yeah. So
Um,
I truthfully thought about dropping all my players and leaving the league, but
that would have ruined everything. They would have hated you. So
I still am considering it. I still have that thought in the back of my mind.
yeah, that's kind of scummy, but I would respect it just as like a troll, just because they do a little dirty.
Yeah, it's sick stuff going on. Let's get into your trade controversy though.
Okay, okay. Mine's not controversial, I wouldn't say, but I don't know. I've played fantasy football for like 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, something at this point. I've been playing for a minute, and I don't know if I've ever made a trade. Maybe like one or two trades ever.
Uh,
I never trade. I'm just like, okay, these are my
oh,
guys. I'm stuck
okay.
with them.
Sorry to like interrupt, but okay. So for the first trade, this is what really sent me as well. Somebody so just like you, I don't think you're anti-trade, but somebody said before they vetoed it, you shouldn't be able to trade in fantasy football. You should just stick with who you got. I
That's
was like,
yeah.
this is just the fuck. I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You can do whatever you want. If it's a thing you can do in the league, so I don't think you should
No,
say no to
you can't
that.
pick up waiver players either.
Yeah, you just got to rock with who you got. Yeah, they get hurt, whatever. No, but yeah, so I never make trades. I just stick with whoever I got. I'm like, okay, if they're not having a good season, they'll turn around. But somehow I ended up with like six running backs or something. I had just an abundance of running backs, and they're like all pretty like solid running backs. Like I have McCaffrey, David Montgomery, Alexander Madison, Herbert, Jeff Wilson Jr., who's back now, Jerome Ford. So, I had a pretty good running back like core, and I can't play all of them. Obviously, some of them I wouldn't want to, but just they're good to have as options on the bench.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I got hit up about a trade, and I traded David Montgomery for Jalen Waddle and James Conner. James Conner obviously on the IR right now, so my running back situation I just have to play one of my bench running backs or my flex running back at running back two. And, now we got Waddle because I didn't have the best wide receiver core. He hasn't been having the best year, but he's a dog. He's going to bounce back. We haven't spoken about this. I feel like you wouldn't give me a straight answer if I asked you what you thought about it. Maybe you will on the pod, though. How do you feel about that trade?
Um, I think Gibbs is going to get more work as the year goes on, but I also think Jalen Waddle is a fucking bum.
Mm,
I personally dealt with Jalen Waddle last year, and he would randomly, pop off for 30 points, but then he'd consistently have fucking under 10 the rest of the time or right at 10. So just from having that experience, I just know what he is. And I would say you lost the trade just off that, but I understand it. You haven't had Jalen Waddle yet. Yeah, I feel like you got to have some of these players to experience. Najee Harris, that's another one. Najee was
that's a good
mocked
one.
so fucking high this year, and I was like, if you draft him, you're a fucking idiot. Because gosh, I had that man last year, worst decision ever. And then I mean, you didn't learn again. You had Kyle. You drafted Kyle Pitts. I was every week talking about how fucking bad that dude is.
Oh,
I
I
think,
had him in my other league too, so
yeah,
I knew what I was getting to with Kyle Pitts. He had a really good week last week. I don't know. I just am always too optimistic about all these guys. I think I had Jalen Waddle last year in my other league too, so I know the pain. But for whatever reason, I needed him. And hey, I'll take like a consistent 10 points or whatever, and then an occasional 30, because other than that, I was gonna have to start Alan Lazard. So I mean,
okay,
I think
respect.
I think for that reason it's a win. So whatever. That's enough fantasy football talk. Let's move in to some other points of the intro here. We got to talk about ISU homecoming, Illinois State homecoming this weekend. You're making the trip over there with me. We're about to run it up. Your first ever ISU homecoming. How are you feeling?
Uh, I mean, I'm just ready to hang out with my friends. I feel like I don't want to get my expectations too high, set them too low. I'm just ready to have a good weekend. So
I respect that. I think we can guarantee that the weather not looking ideal. I will say, some chances of rain, a little bit cooler temperatures. That's tough, but all things considered, I think we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be a good day. We got the fam, we got the friends. What else do you want? It's gonna be a good day. Um, I've always had some good ISU homecomings, and I'm ready to have another one.
yeah, I mean, I don't really know where I'm gonna be at. I kind of had like my invite revoked, so we'll see. We'll see. I think I'll hang with
Yeah.
the farmhouse boys, I guess, but I'll catch up with you there for sure.
Okay. All right. Let's get into our songs of the week. It's been a short week. We're recording this early in the week because we are going to ISU homecoming this weekend. That was my whole point for bringing that up, I guess. So we haven't had a full week to get our songs of the week ready, but I think we came through with some good ones this week. Kick us off here with your first song of the week.
We've got Grove Street Party by Waka Flocka Flame. I was watching some of the Lyrical Lemonade videos, and I feel like, damn, like I was very surprised at how good he was for the few songs he did. So that
Mm-hmm.
was a really enjoyable performance, and I hope I'm just as I'm walking up with my 24 pack in hand, I hope someone just play a Grove Street Party, and I don't know, I'll just go crazy at that point.
Okay. I think I can make that happen. I'm on the
Well,
aux.
I'll be a different tent or whatever.
Okay. I was gonna say we're gonna be at the Grove Street Party, baby. Shout out to the boy Mitch. Uh that's where you want to hear that track at for sure. All right. Speaking of the tailgate, though, I will kick off with my first track, and that's Ski Yee. I've been just waiting. This has been the first song out of the playlist. Ski Yee's gonna go off. I hope. It's my biggest memory of Ski Yee is listening to it at No Label Academy at the graduation after party. That was a hit. I think this crowd's a little bit different, so we'll see how they react to some Sexy Red, but this song goes off. It, arguably the song of the summer, and I can't wait to hear it this weekend.
Definitely. What a banger there. Moving on, we got Metro Spider off of Heroes versus Villains. Just a great Young Thug track. I was listening to this on the way home, and I was like, I wasn't really in a hype mood. I was just on my way home from work, and I don't know, this one just snuck in there. It was pretty good.
Fire. My next track, I got a lot by 21 Savage and J. Cole. I hadn't heard this song in so long. And then I was looking at some playlists and it was like the best rap samples of all time. And it had like the song that's sampled and then the song it's sampled in, and it was in there. I mean, it's such a good sample, such a great track. And I literally had to run that J. Cole verse back. Like I listened to it, then I just
Yeah.
had to run it back. Just the J. Cole verse. So good. I love the Markel Fultz shout out, Dennis Smith Jr. shout out. Just so fire. I love it.
Yeah, that I mean that's where I felt like J. Cole's feature run just really started. Like after that, it became, the legend of a J. Cole feature, and he's
Mm-hmm.
done nothing but continue it since. So
Facts. I just saw some graphic on Twitter and it was like they quoted J. Cole's tweet where he said, feed me beats, I'm hungry, something like that. It was like 2018 and it was a graphic of every feature he's done since then. And it was like it's a good amount of features, like, and he's killed
impressive
all of them.
list, yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on here, we got off of Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. We got Rich Spirit. This is
Fire.
just one. Yeah, I don't even need to say too much about it. Just fire track. So
Yeah, after your slander of To Pimp a Butterfly last episode, I didn't know if we're gonna get any Kendrick love from me for a minute, but hey, you're back, so I love it.
yeah, I had to kind of bring it back in after that.
You had to. All right, my last track of the week, I got Here We Go Again by The Weeknd featuring Tyler the Creator. And I have this for one reason. We got the line where he says, "My new girl, she a movie star. I loved her right, make her scream like Nev Campbell." And I've been just watching all the Scream movies. I
Uh,
think for some reason I had seen Scream 2 only. That was the only one that even seemed a little bit familiar for whatever reason. I've watched all the first four Scream movies in the past 5 days. I've been like watching one a day basically. And so I had to give a shout to this line because when I started watching, I immediately thought of it.
yeah, that was Scream was like horrifying to me as a child. Like Chucky was the absolute worst. Like that,
I don't
yeah,
know.
that one for me, I couldn't do it. But yeah, I feel like I've watched every Scream movie, but I feel like they also feel like they're all the same. But I was also a little
To an
kid as well,
extent.
so yeah. So
Yeah, I don't know. Chucky never really scared me when I was like a little kid at the Second Ave house,
uh,
our grandma, she had some little, it's like the creature from the Black Lagoon or something. And there was like a Dracula. There was just a whole, and a werewolf or something. There were just a bunch of like traditional classic horror characters. And they scared me so much. I think they moved, made noise. I was not rocking with them. If I saw them to this day, I probably wouldn't be rocking with them. But yeah, Chucky never really scared me. Scream, didn't think that was scary. But again, I'm 25 years old watching it, so kind of
yeah.
whatever. But the ones where they get into like the possessions and stuff
Oh,
like
those
that,
are yeah.
that
That's
that gets me.
yeah. Those are no good.
Yeah, that's next level. All right, let's get in the main topic of today's episode, though. If you've been following us for a minute, rocking with the pod, you saw our episode a while back where we did blind ranking rappers, albums, songs. We kind of shuffled up a playlist, our like songs, just to give the other person five artists, songs, or albums, and they had to blind rank them without knowing what's coming next. We did it a little bit different this time. We're not going to be doing it based on the songs or the albums or the artist on their quality. We're doing it strictly on the artists, and we have some new categories to blind rank them based on. Let's run through those. First, we got a rapper you could beat one on one in basketball. So, most likely to least likely. All right, so we're going to do it. So, one is like the best at basketball, you're not touching them, or five, the worst at basketball, you're wiping them 11-0 in this one-on-one basketball matchup. Second, we got who you would most want to perform at your birthday party. Third, we're going to take it to the college days, the dorm days, who you would most want to least want be your roommate. And last, most want to least want to be a guest on the podcast. So these are gonna be pretty fun. I think we got some good categories. Let's kick it off here. You want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Um, you can go first. Let's see here.
Okay.
All right, for your first artist, for who you think you would beat in basketball or play one on one, let's see here. We got the man Kanye West.
Okay. I mean, Kanye, he's a little bit older. He's like 5'8". I'm sure he's, a solid hooper. He's probably okay. I kind of feel like he's a good three, but I also feel like he could be a four. Like I think I could beat Kanye, but let's just go with a three because I feel like he's a pretty good. benchmark for the mid.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the perfect middle answer there.
Hmm.
Next, we got Roddy Rich.
Roddy Rich, again, I think he's a little bit on the shorter side. I'm not like crazy tall, but I've seen him in person. I think I was taller than him. And I know he's a skinnier
Uh,
build. Um, he's younger than Kanye though. And so for that reason, I'm gonna put him at two.
maybe he was in the Compton streets training with Paul George. He's got like
Exactly.
burner or something. So who knows? We'll see.
Exactly. I'm not doubting Roddy Rich.
Okay, we have a collective here. We got Brockhampton.
Am I playing all of them?
No, you're gonna play who maybe Matt Champion. Matt Champion gives me like he's just that white boy that just has that
He's a
fucking
sneaky
burner,
hooper.
yeah,
He
burner
pulls
on
up. He can get that 2K
him.
60 overall. He pulls up in the white tee. I'm gonna put him at four though. With all respect to Matt Champion, I'm putting him at four.
Okay, we got the boy. We got Drizzy Drake at. We got him here. I think
That's a fair number one. I think. I think from everybody we've gotten so far, he's got the court in his house. He has a league where
league, yeah.
they have a trophy,
He's literally
and
league
he's the
MVP.
MVP of his own
Yeah.
league, and they're lifting him up like he's Rudy. Yeah, I'm gonna put him at one. Although I do think I'm beating Drake.
All right, you're number five here. You got Lord at number five here. You had Drake again, then Kanye again, then you had Lord at five. So, um,
Okay, yeah, I'm cooking Lord. So I think that is a pretty good order. Like I'm happy with the way that turned out.
I don't know. The world's kind of starting to take over in basketball. Maybe she's got some experience.
True, she probably
She's
been
the
hooping with Della
overseas vet.
Vadova.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably got lessons. All right, I like that though. Let's see who you're gonna have for your five here. Let's kick it off. Your first person, you got Earl Sweatshirt.
I feel like another smaller build here. I feel like he's like a very safe three, but I'm putting him at the four.
Okay, it's a left-handed shooter, Kyle Lowry, the pump. He said it. I
Uh,
might have got a little higher there. Let's see though. Your next person, you got Polo G.
I feel like Polo G, he's actually, kind of, I feel like he's at least 6 foot. So you're not dealing with that smaller stature. I feel like I'm confident of having him at number two here.
Okay.
Maybe he's not just carrying a gun as his burner. Maybe he's got that shot with him.
Yeah, I got the strap on him. All right. So you got two and four. Let's see who you got next. Denzel Curry.
Oh, ah, I think this is a safe three here. I
Okay.
don't know. I can't give him the one, but I can't give him a five either. So I'm saying I like him at three here.
I think that's fair. I think Denzel, he's pretty athletic. I think I used to see videos of him like doing boxing or fighting of
Uh-huh.
some sort. So he's got a little bit of athlete in him. I don't know about basketball though. So you got one and five left here. Let's see who you got next. Ooh, I think this is gonna be a good one for you. You got Sexy Red.
Oh, we got her at five, of course. I'm fucking her up on the court.
Yep. That's light work. Let's see who your number one is. They're cooking you, maybe. Let's see. Big Sean.
Okay, I feel like Big Sean, like he's a good passer. Maybe like in a 5v5 setting, I want Big Sean on my team, but 1v1, I'm cooking him.
So you're wiping that whole list then, you say.
Yeah, and I think my team definitely clears your team as well.
Okay.
We got some athletic, forwards and Polo G and Denzel. You gotta, do it all. Point guard and Big Sean, and then Earl Sweatshirt's he just got a burner over there. Put him in the
He
corner,
does.
lefty. So, and then Sexy Red. I mean, I'm taking Sexy Red in a 1v1 against Lord. Although Lord
Oh,
probably has just random handles. Just like
yeah.
smooth ass moves.
All right, she's saucy with it, but not as saucy as Sexy Red. We know that. Okay, that was fun though. Let's get on to the next category here.
Starting with the who you want to perform at your birthday party. This man would have been perfect in the basketball category. We got J. Cole.
Ooh, J. Cole's a tough one because I love J. Cole. Everybody loves J. Cole, but I think there are artists out there that have more hits you'd want to hear at like a party setting. I think J. Cole definitely has a good amount though, and so for that reason, he's got to be number two. But I think there's probably somebody out there that we might get that could have more hits.
I don't agree with that answer, but we got the late great Juice WRLD next.
I mean, yeah, Juice World, he had some hits, but like I'm not trying to hear all girls the same at my birthday party
Yeah,
personally. And so for that reason, we're going number four. I think there'll be
I
somebody
respect
worse
that.
though.
Yeah. Okay, this is a very strong number one candidate. This is a sneaky one here. We got Justin Timberlake.
Ooh. Justin Timberlake would please the masses. You know, he's going to
Yeah,
come through with songs that everybody knows, everybody's trying to dance to. But do I want him personally at my birthday party more than J. Cole? I don't. And so for that reason, he has to be number three, but he's definitely a good contender. Like I would be very happy if I had Justin Timberlake at my birthday party.
imagine you're like 9, 10 years old, like when Mr. Krabs got fucking who was it for Pearl's birthday? I can't remember, but this is like the same vibe there. Like you want Justin Timberlake at your fucking 10th birthday party performing. You'd have the whole school over.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
all right, we got Brockhampton next though.
So what do I have left? One and five.
One in five, yeah. It's a dangerous game, playing leaving the last two there, but I also feel like it's the most common.
This is tough because I could see Brockhampton going number one. They got some songs that would get the party going. I personally love Brockhampton. They are also, not performing and not together anymore. So being able to say they performed at my birthday party after they broke up, kind of a flex. So putting them at one, I could see that. I would have put them below J. Cole though. So it is tough. I'm gonna just go ahead and put them at one to be safe here, but I would have had Cole ahead of them.
Yeah, you fumbled hard by not putting him one. That just felt like a fumble immediately. We'll see though. With your final pick in number five here, we got Saba. We got the boy.
I love South Without Been Fire,
Uh,
but
this is
you know,
you got like a
not
very very strong list though.
yeah, not everybody knows Saba's music though, and I feel like he doesn't have like hits. Like he's got
Mhm.
great songs I love listening to, but at my birthday party, there's people I'd rather have. But hey, Sab, if you're listening, I'd love you to perform at birthday party. Yeah, J. Cole at number two though. I was thinking we could still get Travis Scott, we could still get Kanye, we could still get Drake, we could still get Tyler for me personally. There were a good amount of people that I was like hoping out for. But yeah, in hindsight, J. Cole, he's easily top 10, if not top five. So I probably should have gone ahead and put him at number one.
Yeah, I guess having that experience, like that'd be like a no brainer for me. So
Yeah. Well, let's see how you do. Let's get into yours here. Your first artist, we got Lil Uzi Vert.
man, I've seen Lil Uzi like four times. Yeah, and he was very good only one time. The second time around in New York, um, I'll put him at three. Like I think it's a solid option for like a birthday party, but he just doesn't move the needle for me too much.
Okay, that's fair. Let's see who you got next. Lupe Fiasco.
Ooh, this is a really fire one. Um, but at my birthday party, I feel like it's just not going to be vibing out too much. I'll put him at the four. I almost thought about the five, but I felt like that's too disrespectful for him.
That
So
is because you tell me at your birthday party, Lupe Fiasco playing The Show Goes On doesn't get
that
that place rocking, and you're tweaking. So yeah, anything above five, like I can take, but yeah, you
yeah.
can't be five. Next, you also have Brockhampton.
Give me them a ooh fuck. Yeah, two felt right, very right there. Yeah, I can't put him in the five. Somebody's got to fill this five spot here. It's gotta be somebody. I mean, we'll see.
Got to be somebody. We'll see who you get though. So you put them in the two.
Yeah, yep.
So you got one and five left, and your next artist, you got the boy, Champagne Poppy, Drizzy
Oh,
Drake.
this is an easy number five here.
Yep, easy.
All right, so we got our one taken out. So then whoever this happens to land on, they're kind of getting disrespected. Let's see.
That's just how the cookie crumbles, though. Your number five is XXX
I can
Tentacion.
I can live with that every day. I killed this one. This is perfect for me. So
I would have put X a little bit higher. I mean, you talk about take a step back, look at me; those would have gone crazy. Uh,
not a big X
but
guy.
but you had a pretty good group of artists there, though, for sure. So I wouldn't complain about any of them performing birthday party. Let's get in the next category here, though. We got ranking the artists based on how good of a roommate they would be from best to worst, 1 to 5.
Okay, your first artist here is going to be The Game, L.A. Confidential.
The Game. Okay. This is a tough one. I feel like The Game, he's an OG, he's older than me. Uh Maybe he's a good cook. I feel like he's, been rich for too long though. He probably doesn't have to cook for himself anymore. He probably doesn't have to clean for himself anymore. And for that reason, I'm going to go 4 here. And also, I would want somebody a little bit closer to my age where we could, watch the same TV shows and enjoy them like that and just other things like that. But, he's a hoops guy, so I think we could talk ball. We get along on some things, but yeah, he's definitely got to be a 4 here.
She could get scared if you wear the wrong shirt too, wear the wrong color.
I was
Like,
thinking that as well. I didn't say it, but I was thinking that.
all right, next one we got Vince Staples.
Ooh, this is a 1 or a 2, I think.
I feel like this has got to be a one. Just
I think so too.
this dude is so fucking funny. Like,
I feel like he'd be clowning me though. I feel like I'd be like I'd be walking around
yeah,
on
I'd come over,
eggshells.
you got something on your shirt, Jonathan.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1, although I would be very self-conscious that he'd be laughing at me and not laughing with me.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, you're not the butt of too many jokes. Let's see here. Next one we got Lil Peep.
Lil Peep. Uh Yeah, I think I'm gonna go 5. I like Lil Peep's music, but I think some of the people he's bringing to the house. I'm not gonna want to
Yeah,
be around.
in
I
his
think he's also
documentary, people are just fucking just crammed in this like,
passed on the floor.
yeah,
He also, I mean, I feel like, yeah, he's gonna be just a little bit of trouble that I don't want to be around. He's gonna bring some people over to the house, and I'm not gonna want to hang out with. They're not gonna leave, and there's gonna be drugs. There's gonna be alcohol. It's gonna be just bad vibes. I'm staying somewhere else. I'm getting a hotel room. I'm
yeah.
not. That's gotta be number 5.
All right, next one we got Lil Uzi Vert.
Uzi, we'll go 3. I mean, he's just like a kid. He's talking about Pop Tarts. He's probably watching
Uh-huh.
cartoons. It's probably good vibes. So I'm fine with 3 there.
Is this for your number two here?
This is
Okay, let's see who we got. You got Smirk. You got Lil Durk here. That's not a bad one either. I mean,
not
that's just
bad.
another one. I don't want to get caught fucking wearing the wrong thing in front of him. So
No. Yeah, I feel like potentially dangerous, but he seems like a good guy. So, we'll take it. But there are a couple other people in hindsight I probably would have put above Dirk.
yeah, I mean, all in all, though, not a bad list here. I like the way it's formatted. So
Yeah, not a bad one. I got a good guy at number 1. So I can live with that. Let's kick off yours here. Your first person, you got YBN Namir.
um, we'll put him at the five. I'm not. I just I don't know. I don't get. I don't know. I don't want to put him at like a three or a four. I'm gonna save that one. Just I don't know too much about him honestly. So
Okay, I think he was a Twitch streamer, so maybe he could play little games. You probably have good vibes. But okay, you got him at 5. Let's see who you got next. You got Sheck West.
okay, this is a good one here. Obviously Shaq West has some knowledge of the NBA or basketball at least. Give me a three. He's got some good ties there too. Maybe Mo Bamba come kicks it for a little bit.
Yeah, maybe Trav comes through. Yeah, that's a good person to live with, I would say. Next, you got a good one here. The question is who's going to be with him. You got ASAP Rocky. Is Riri coming
Oh,
along?
that might not work out if Riri's there.
He might be
Give
causing
me
problems.
give me number two here. I feel like Rocky, he's a fashionable guy and everything. I feel like he's gonna be a clean roommate. And maybe we end up chopping it up over some clothes or something. He passes me some pieces. So
Yeah, he's going to get your drip up for sure. That's valid. Next, you got Young Thug.
Thugger, man, I'm not trying to get hit with a Rico case. as much as I love the guy, I don't want any association with that, unfortunately. And I feel like, if you're around a lot of bad things, you're guilty by association. So I got to put him at the 4. That probably would have been my 5th though.
Okay. So you got number one left. Who's it gonna be? You got
This is
Lil
very
Dicky.
dangerous. Okay, that's a perfect number 1. That's like, Vince Staples. You got some comedic relief there. Ladicky
Yeah.
Ball, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. He seems like a pretty cool guy. Maybe he'd let you make a cameo on Dave. There's definitely worse options out there. He's definitely a cool guy. So okay. That turned out pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I would have just flipped the Namir and the Young Thug there, but you
Yeah.
know that's why we do this blind. So,
Yep.
all right, let's move on to the last category. Here we have, who would you want to be, or be a guest on a pod? Let's rank these 5 here. Let's first one we got Travis Scott.
Ooh. I think I'm putting Trav at 2. I think there are some people I would want to have a conversation with a little bit more than Travis, but I love Travis's music. I've been a fan of him for a while, and he's huge, obviously. So that would be very cool to have him on the pod. But I'll put him at 2.
Your next one, we got DJ Khaled.
There's definitely some good moments coming out of that one. We're definitely going viral. I like DJ Khaled. I'm sure he's got some good stories to tell. I just don't know how much of a good flowing conversation we're able to have. I think sometimes he'd be just
Or
dropping lines.
chandelier.
Yeah, he's gonna be dropping, call me asparagus. And I'm gonna be like, what? Okay. So for that reason, I'm gonna put him at 4, but I think he would be comedic gold to have on the pod.
Your next one here, we got the Holiday, the boy. He continues to make it in our artist that's gonna blow up. So
He does.
maybe we blow each other both up there.
Pause. I'm gonna put him at 5 though,
Okay, respect.
with all due
Uh,
respect. The holiday at 5.
okay, I mean, are we doing this as a collective here? It's a group, but they're separate artists, but it's a collab album, I guess we'll say.
I'd skip it.
No, we're not skipping it. We got Kid See Ghosts. We got Kanye West and Kid Cudi.
That's got to be number 1. I mean, they're dropping the beef on our pod.
Or they're fucking just, I mean, going at it on our pod. We're kind of like mediators, so I think this is a
Well,
win-win.
yeah, I think no matter what happens, it's great. I'm very happy that that's number 1. Yeah, I'm just saying drop the beef either way that they would even agree to be on the same podcast. But
Maybe
yeah, there's potential that they would just be going at it for an hour, and that would be great for the views. You get people
maybe
talking.
yeah, maybe it's one of those things we tell them both to come, but not that the other's coming. So
Oh yeah, it's either gonna be like that, or it's gonna be like the Isaiah Thomas Magic Johnson video where they're like sitting down and then they're like crying,
yeah.
making amends.
So last one here we have Lincoln Park, another group here.
Okay, Linkin Park at number 3. I mean, I don't know much about their music, so I think that could be a cool conversation. I'd have a lot of questions about everything about their careers because I truly don't know much. Yeah, I would have rather had a couple people below them, a little bit above them, but hey, shout out to Linkin Park, they're legends of the game.
Yeah, that's like one where I feel like I would love to have somebody from that era, just to like kind of see what it was like to tour, in like the day-to-day life, without social media or stuff like that. So
Facts. And I'm sure they got some Jay-Z stories, so that
yeah,
could be cool as well.
this isn't shaping up to be that bad of number 3.
No, yeah, that's a good number 3, although they're not my, you know, personal cup of tea. All right, let's get into your last blind ranking here. Blind ranking, 1 to 5, who you would most to least want to be a guest on the pod. Starting off here, your first one, we got Cardi B.
Man, this is I kind of like this one. I feel like she's got a lot of experiences. But she's collabed with a lot of artists. And I feel like it'd just be really. I mean, I'd rather almost have like a woman artist on than a male, just to figure out like all those experience. I feel like it's very tough. So making it as a woman rapper, especially, I'd love to hear about that. Let me put her at the 2.
Okay, Cardi B also very funny. I'm sure she'd have some just moments that would have us dying. So that's fun. Let's see who you got next. You got Kanye West.
Oh, we got to put him one. Although he could say some like very controversial stuff. We could be getting some heat for that.
Get us
So
canceled. Yeah.
yeah.
uh,
But obviously, it's a goat there. So one and
yeah.
two knocked out quick.
Yeah, that's early. That's scary because you could have some heavy hitters coming up next. Next, you have Kid Cudi.
I'm putting him at five. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear anything that man has to say.
Okay. Uh yeah, I knew that was gonna go not great. Next we have Corday.
This is a good three here. I feel like he's got a very good personality. So he'd be just somebody good to get on.
All right, your number four, last person. You got Benny the Butcher.
Uh, I wish I would have had him at two or three. Obviously, just lots of life experiences here. But him laying at the four, I'm not mad at it. I think this list, it came together all right. So
Yeah, I don't think that's bad. I mean, you got the right person at number one. I mean, who you put at number five, I wouldn't put at number five, but I knew you'd put them at number five. So you only had a couple big
yeah,
choices to make, and I think some of those are interchangeable. So I think that was a pretty good one.
just out of that listing there, I feel like we're getting a lot of good experiences, different vibes there. So yeah, that came together all right.
Oh yeah. All right, let's move into some of the news for this week. Like I mentioned earlier in the episode, we are recording this early. We're recording it on Wednesday, October 11th. So we don't know officially everything that's coming out on Friday or everything that's coming out in the meantime. So let's run through the projects that are expected to drop this Friday. We don't really know much in terms of singles. Typically, we'll get that later in the week, but we got a couple projects to look forward to this week. We got Big Baby Gucci, Kafune, Jamelia Woods, Offset, Troy Sivan, V's, and West Side Gun. West Side Gun, one of my most anticipated albums of the month, if not the year. So I'm very ready for this and definitely getting my first listen on Friday.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the Big Baby Gucci one, obviously. And then West Side Gun just revealed, I think today, like right before we're about to record this, this will be his final full length studio album. So he'll still going to do smaller releases, and it's just not going to be like a concise album here. So it's almost a send off, I guess, but he's still going to be releasing music. So pretty excited for that.
Yeah, I think it's fitting, you get Pray for Paris
Mhm.
and then we get and then you pray for me. And that
Mhm.
feels like a conclusion to the albums. I like that. It's, a follow-up to one of the best albums we got of the 2020s as far as rap. So um very excited for this. I'm just happy he's still gonna be making music. He mentioned, he might drop a project, 5 songs with the Alchemist or 7 with Madlib or whatever. Like he's not leaving music. So whatever we get from West Side Gun, I'm happy. And I kind of like him going away from albums. I think generally people don't care about albums as much as they did years ago. So as long as he's putting out music, I think that's all that
Yeah,
matters.
I feel like in this like social media age, that's kind of what you want to. You see all these just random songs just blowing up off like TikTok or social media stuff like that. So it doesn't really even matter anymore, but it does to the true music fans. So
Exactly. Like the people that care about the album, like they're gonna be like disappointed. I love a good album, but I'll take whatever we get. At least he'll still be around. Next news, we got an update about For All the Dogs first week sales. Looking at about 420,000 first week sales. Very good. Obviously, it's Drake. He's to do numbers. But with that comes some very exciting news here. First person shooter featuring J. Cole is challenging IDGAF featuring Yeat for the number one song on the Hot 100. Whichever track gets number one means a new rapper is getting a number one. Either Yeat or J. Cole would get their first ever Hot 100 number one. Obviously, I would love J. Cole to get it. I feel like Yeat has more time to get it. I'm shocked J. Cole hasn't had one before. He doesn't have like that many like hugely popular mainstream songs, but I mean, I could have seen Power Trip back in the day, Workout back in the day, like some songs like that hit number one. Although those are earlier in his career, even something more recent, I wouldn't have been shocked if it went number one. But I would love to see J Cole get a number one here.
yeah, definitely deserving for either artist, but obviously where my heart lies as well. Let's get J Cole that first number one.
Yes, sir. And last news of the week, Kanye West is having a listening party on October 20th. It's an arena with 80,000 capacity. It's going to be huge. I don't even know what to make of this news. Even if he has this, I don't think it means we're getting the music anytime soon, but it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, just thinking back on like what was it, 2021, when he was doing all the listening parties, like just how fucking good of vibes those were. Like when those you were watching whenever those were happening, it's like
Mm-hmm.
something you couldn't miss almost. So maybe we're gonna start to get that. Obviously the second half boys are gonna be there. We're flying out the country. We'll be there
Yeah,
on the 20th. No,
worldwide.
I feel like this is just a poor thing to buy a ticket for, honestly, because I mean you're going cross country or across the world essentially. And then is this even going to really happen? Obviously, we both hope it does, but
Never know.
yeah, we'll see. 9 days.
Yeah, and even by happening, nobody knows what that means, what that entails. I saw some conspiracies back in the Donda 2 era where people were like, oh, this is all part of Kanye's plan. He's challenging what it means to release an album. He played the album, so it's an album and it's out. It was on the stem player, so you can get the songs, but it's not like on streaming services. So I'm sure there's gonna be some just crazy people conspiring what it means for this album listening party to happen and what's going to come from it. But I'm here for it. Whatever we get from Kanye, as long as
Yeah.
it's not like crazy
Spooked
off
you.
the wall
Yeah.
Kanye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Lose
mean,
yourself or
yeah.
lift yourself. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up for this week. Any final thoughts?
No, I think that just about does it. We'll be back next Monday with a new episode. Appreciate you guys tuning in this week.
See you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.